Hello, welcome to Soulprint Intuitive Tarot. This is for March 24th. Like, wow. All right. So, normally this video would have come out for those of you who catch my videos sort of first thing when they're released. This would have come out several hours ago. Um, so, I sat down yesterday to do the recording for today, and I had kicked off the wrong thing on the computer. In any case, I had no volume. So, that was sort of the end of that experiment. So I'm back today and we're gonna do this again one more time, shall we? Thank you so very much for being here. To new subscribers, thank you. To donors, thank you so much. It humbles me every time. It really does. Um, to people new here, welcome to the Soulprint community. Hope you enjoy being here. And of course, for those established subscribers of mine and viewers who have hung in forever and ever, well, thank you so much. I adore you. You just kind of keep the channel going and keep on giving it energy, and I'm really grateful for that. So thank you for that. So, okay, so another week has come to a close unless something really crazy happens today, but it's not gonna. Um, and no indictments. So the reading I did yesterday. Um, it it made some very interesting points. And so I'm just going to do a very quick card spread. And then honestly, I'm just kind of going to get spirit um, to just direct channel it. All right. So what I wanted to know was like, what's going on here? What's the strategy? Where are the indictments? What's going on in the heads of all of those prosecutors and district attorneys? Here we go. Um, Indictment, Trump, insight, indictment, Trump, insight, indictment, Trump, insights. Okay, here we go. Let's see what we've got. Okay, so we're starting with the Ace of Swords. Okay, so this is serious. It's not being shoved to the side. It's not losing its importance. It's important, and the work is being done. Interestingly, it's almost as if um, with sort of the delays that have been created for whatever reasons, whatever's going on behind the scenes. One of the things that has happened is that prosecutors have learned that this so unravels, the former guy, that he sends out all of these crazy messages on his Truth Social platform, which is failing by the minute and under investigation. But anyways, they just sort of keep collecting the nuggets, if you will. And so part of what's going on here is that, you know, he always tries to run the narrative, okay? He tries to control it. We know this. He did it for years and years. He's done it in the last week. Oh, I'm going to be arrested on Tuesday. Everybody's up in arms. He apparently raised $1.5 million in the first 3 days after that announcement. Um, because it's about getting the oxygen. And it's about feeling that he actually can control the narrative of his own legal battles. He doesn't seem to understand that it was his narrative that got him in the trouble in the first place. Okay, so again, he is being monitored, he is being watched over. Trust me, trust me. So, one of the things that was pointed out yesterday was this: the stunt Trump pulled with Alvin Bragg, okay, where he was sort of like, I will dictate to you, you know, what are you going to do? I'm going to back you into a corner. And basically, what he was told was just sit down and be quiet. Um, it is actually, the picture I got over this, and it made me laugh, was literally when you're training a dog and you bring the dog to heel. That is exactly the motion I got. So literally, these prosecutors, whether it's Georgia or whether it's Manhattan or anybody else, when he pulls these stunts, they respond by just going silent and still, and frankly, not doing what, not falling into the trap. And it makes him insane. And the more insane he becomes, right? The more, filler that they get, the more erratic his posts become, et cetera, et cetera. So it suits and this is the thing. I don't want you to for 1 second to think that they've all gotten together and all the prosecutors and DAs have gotten together and they ganged up on him and they said, okay, this is the order we're going to do things in. This is going to have the most impact or effect. That's not what I'm suggesting. What I'm saying though is that every prosecutor, DA, etc., is watching everybody else's cases, okay, and they're watching to see how Trump reacts and responds. And the longer they keep it out of his hands, the longer he is left hanging, just literally left dangling. Um, the more they are able to control the narrative, the more they are able to sort of put him on notice that this nonsense that he likes to pull is really not going to fly very far. Okay, so Spirit, it is, I think it's actually the last Friday of March. No, the 31st is, so next Friday is the very last day of March. Anyways, so here we are. Joe Biden's in Canada. Um, U.S. contractors were killed by a suicide drone. I think that drone, I think it was in Iran, but I could be wrong. Trump is hyperventilating and spewing crap um, all over True Social. So what happens here? What's going on? Tell me. So it's super important that we all remember that the time that is unfolding before us, the time that we are entering into and moving through, uh, independently, collectively, etc., is a time of removing that which no longer serves by replacing it with that which serves better, more efficiently, creates a better energy, whatever it is. But we're at the very beginning of the process. And so you have to understand we're going to be witnessing, a lot of things kind of um, getting torn down, right? A lot of situations where all of a sudden it's, oh my God, like this doesn't work at all. We can't keep using this as our template. So, and this is globally, okay? It's not just in the United States, although I must say that, the former guy did a hell of a good job of, starting all those fires all over the place so that there was a whole lot of stuff that all of a sudden had to be looked at because um, something like what was traditional and the way it always was and the decorum of the government gone. Okay. So he did a good job of wrecking stuff. But now we're in that point of it's okay, well, are we going to just patch it up or are we actually going to fix it? That's the process we're going through, and it's going to be slow and it's going to be difficult at times, and it's going to be, it's not a cakewalk into the sort of age of Aquarian energy. There's work to be done. And one of the things that you're going to start seeing more and more is I actually stole this phrase from Michael Cohen. I don't know where he stole it from, but I really like the phrase. He's referring to what's going on with the former guy as the karma boomerang. Okay, so karma's coming faster and faster, and it doesn't matter if it's good karma that you send out or it's negative karma that comes back at you. But the reality is that a lot of the things for which there has been karma created, the energy shift is bringing us to a place where there has to be like a clearing away of the illusions, and there has to be that sense of higher higher good to come from it, right? So, you know it's not about the disillusionment, if you will. It's about the enlightenment. It's about the brighter light, the higher light. So, but understand that that which needs to be called to task is absolutely going to be called to task. It just simply is, because that's the energy, and that's what needs to happen in order for people individually, as communities, collectively, as cities, as countries, um, to ascend to that next level. They have to figure out what needs to be taken down and rebuilt. And frankly, in some cases, what needs to simply be taken down and left down, right? I mean, so part of what we're struggling with is this pushback against, woke, whatever it, as near as I can figure, these people just think that woke is a feeling kind of that you get, but especially around black and brown people, but not necessarily, and they kind of get ooged out by all crazy. Okay, so that woke energy, um, that energy that spews hate is running slam into the bright light of the energy of love and growth and being prepared to revisit situations, institutions, the way things have always been done, and find another way, find a better way, see if it's time for that thing to get like rebooted and shifted around. So I'm just, I guess this is sort of the overall message from Spirit pertaining to Trump. It boils down to this. Prayers get answered, but they often get answered in their own mysterious time. And what you may see is as delay or, a frustrating amount of non action or non activity, there are higher purposes in place. And it serves a higher purpose, if you will. It serves a greater good for there to be an unfolding as that unfolding needs to occur. Okay. But make no mistake, he's just trying to a downhill slide. Okay. He loses relevance more and more every day, which makes him go crazy. He more and more is erratic. I don't know. Is it tonight or tomorrow that he's doing that big rally in Waco? So that'll be interesting to see how big that actual big rally is. Um, And it's going to be a lot of, dog whistles and getting people all hepped up. And then, you know, please donate because everybody's after me. It's a witch hunt. I'm a martyr. Or save me. I'm your cult leader. I don't know, whatever the hell. So that's a situation with him. So just hang in there, keep your popcorn ready because this stuff is not far off down the road. But what it is a very strong and clear signal to Donald Trump that he will come to heel. The prosecutors, the district attorneys, the investigators will not be drawn into his rhetoric, his noise, or the audacity of it all, his schedule and timetable. Okay. Those kinds of stunts, and there may be another one over the weekend or early in the week coming. Um, that is about his face, that is about ginning them up, and that is about donations. Okay. That's what this is. It's another grift, in my opinion. All right. Spirit, what else would we like to, what would you like to share with us at this time? Okay, so don't I can only tell you what I'm seeing. I don't really have. Sometimes I get like sort of a word download, and so I know exactly the message behind the picture. This one, not so much. What I'm seeing is Ukraine, the country of Ukraine, and I'm seeing its light, like that internal light, getting brighter and brighter and brighter. And as it does, it pushes back against the edges where Russia has sort of encroached. Um, and so I'm going to take this to mean that with passing time, they become more and more powerful. They get more of the big gun sort of help they need. They have better trained personnel now, simply because they've been receiving a lot of training on equipment they're not used to handling, et cetera, et cetera. So it just feels as if their power is emerging, and gaining strength. And I guess we will have to wait and see how that plays itself out. Um, as far as the whole Russia China thing that went on this week, what they're telling me is they're showing me like China sort of laughing behind its face because they're showing me that Putin, for all the bravado, is a sick man, like an unhealthy man, who is trying to keep the flames going to fill this illusion that he harbors about reuniting the USSR so he can become, I guess, the first czar of the newly created whatever. But it feels as if whatever Russia was after didn't quite get, or China got way more um, in return. So there's sort of that's going on. Joe Biden's trip to Canada is going to be hailed, a success. I mean, we're you know brother countries, right? So you're not going to have too many big surprises there. Um, Spirit for the Canadian Spirit is also telling me that the investigations into the interference of the Chinese during the last election cycle is going to need to be investigated, but it's very, very important that it is understood that um, it's not always just the winning party who gets the help. So there needs to be an investigation in that. But it feels to me as if there's going to be some interference sort of found in all of the parties in one way or another. Okay, so um, anticipate some sort of a shift. I'm not getting a timeline on this, but I am see a shift with the U.S. Supreme Court. It feels like again there's one and then a second person that end up leaving the bench. Um, and the energy I get around them is just that they are elder. Okay, so I'm not seeing right now a situation where oh whatever that latest um judge justice whatever his name is, he's not going to get hauled off anywhere right now because somebody made his debts go away. That's not what's going to create this shift um within the government. You know, it's so interesting. I don't remember who I heard who did it, but somebody yesterday on the Republican Party was putting forward a um, some sort of a bill, I guess, because he wants to limit the number of Supreme Court justices so it can't get bigger. And you know, I always laugh when the Republicans do stuff like this because it's like, okay, but you know what happens if you lose two or three of them and then they get replaced? And then, oh, guess what? All of a sudden, you guys aren't in the majority anymore. And I guess the only answer is going to be to expand the court. It's like they just trip up all the time on their future strategies. It's really ridiculous. Um, okay, so you can anticipate a lot of blather from the I want to be president again king guy this over the weekend, okay, because he sees this as a really good chance to get everybody really riled up, and you know maybe it'll end up on television, maybe Fox News or who knows. Okay, so there's that. Um, Ron DeSantis is going to really start feeling that uphill push, and he has not even announced yet. But you know he does not have the right personality to like never mind the whole Christian right and I'm anti everybody who isn't white and privileged. Aside from that, um he doesn't know how to comport himself. He doesn't know how to hold on to his anger or his aggression. He must be a real treat to live with, eh? Good lord. But anyways, so he's going to start hitting some sort of serious walls because even though he hasn't announced, he's conducting himself as if he has. And so the harder questions start. And, I'm not sure that he's actually skilled enough to answer them without losing his cool. There was something the other day, and he was asked a very simple question. He just walked away from the podium. He just turned around and said, I'm done, and walked away. I don't know how he's going to actually survive on a general election stage. So look for more sort of stuff coming out of his camp about him just, being weakened. Trump is going to really start nailing him on that. Um, there is a lot of energy coalescing around Trump and his legal woes. Okay, so again, let's all, you know, try to hold on to our better angels. And, it is our intention that we set that justice be done and that that which is in the highest good of the people and the country involved be done. Okay, we're going to try not to gloat too much um, because that's, okay, I got nothing. I don't. I mean, I think after 6 years, 7 years of this crazy, I think everybody is allowed to kind of take a deep breath and go, okay, well, finally the chicken came home to roost. I don't think that that's necessarily a bad thing, but let's. keep it to a dull roar, shall we? Because there's a long, long road ahead of us. And when indictments get announced, this is not like, oh, okay, well, come on, by July we've got answers. It's going to take forever. I mean, the Tish James thing, that's not going to court until I think October. Okay, so let's not all get so excited because he's going to challenge everything. He's going to appeal everything, but know that it's coming and know that there is, if you will, a divine rhyme to the reason to the plan. Okay. All right. I hope to God this thing has volume. All right. Listen up. Everybody have a really good weekend. Take some time to decompress. Just take a few moments and go zen on yourself. Just be still and quiet. Listen to your own thoughts for a minute. They might surprise you. All righty. That's it. Until next time, take care. Be well. We'll see you really soon. Bye bye.